यमुना तीरा Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Radha Gopi Jana Vallabha Radha Gopi Jana Vallabha Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Yeah. Thank you so much for that. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you so much for coming for Srimad Bhagavatam class. Today we'll be reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, 2nd chapter and 11 office. Temple. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam 4:2-11. Esha me shishyatam prapto. Esha me shishyatam prapto. Yanme duhitur agrahit. Yanme duhitur agrahit. Panim vipragni mukhata. Panim vipragni mukhata. Savitriya iva sadhuvat. Savitriya iva sadhuvat. Esha me shishyatam prapto. यान्मे दुहितुरग्रहेत् पानिं विप्राग्निमुखता सावित्र्या इव साधुवत् एषा मे शिष्यतां प्राप्तो यन्मे दुहितुरग्रवीत् पानिं विप्राग्निमुखतः सावित्र्या इव साधुवत्. Word to word translation. Esha, he, Shiva, me, me, my, Shishyatam, subordinate position, Prapta, accepted, Yat, because, me to Hitur, of my daughter, Agrahit, he took, Panim, the hand, Vipragni, of Brahmanas and fire, Mukhata, in the presence, Savitriya, Gayatri, Iva, like, Sadhuvat, like an honest person. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Translation. He has already accepted himself as my subordinate by marrying my daughter in the presence of fire and Brahmanas. He has married my daughter, who is equal to Gayatri, and has pretended to be just like an honest person. Purport. Daksha, Daksha's statement that Lord Shiva pretended to be an honest person means that Shiva was dishonest. Because in spite of accepting the position of Daksha's son-in-law, he was not respectful to Daksha. So we'll recite Mangalacharan prayer. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Dakshuronmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Namaः. श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्य श्री राधा कृष्ण पदान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितं श्री कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांत तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते प्रणमामि हरि वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरो चैतन्य ईश्वर हरे कृष्ण Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you so much for joining this Srimad Bhagavatam class, and I seek blessings from all the devotees so that I can glorify Srimad Bhagavatam even though I don't have any realization. Hare Krishna. So when I was reading this purport and translation, one thing came to my mind that even somebody who is Krishna conscious, but if they are deeply engrossed in the family life, then their intelligence is will become material because Daksha was Krishna conscious person, and but because he was associating with the material world in the form of family life and in the form of a position, whatever way he was associating, because of that, because he was not very careful, he mistook the bodily title as as the topmost, and because of that, he was he was without his knowledge, even though everybody can see it, but he cannot see it. Without his knowledge, he was so much he was so much materially attached to his position, and without his knowledge, he started offending so many Vaishnavas, especially Lord Shiva. So this is the power of illusionary energy. Even though that is why we say you have to be Krishna conscious. That is why we say, in the sense, that is what I heard. I'm sorry, I'm not in that position, but that is what I heard from the devotees and from the Shastras, that you should be Krishna conscious minute to minute. And someone else said you should be Krishna conscious moment to moment. Minute is a very long time. Within a minute, so many things can happen. That's why you should be Krishna conscious moment to moment. Even if you are, even if you are in the association of devotees, it is very easy for illusionary energy, Maya, to put you in bodily consciousness. Even whether Lord Shiva was a great Vaishnava, one of the Mahajan, Brahma is one of the Mahajan, and so many in that assembly were great Vaishnavas. But even in that assembly, in the association of devotees, Daksha couldn't see his anartha of envy and proud and pride. So that is why moment to moment, it is very it we might not be very careful, but because of that small thing not being careful, it we have to pay heavy price. So we have to pay heavy price. We have to be careful moment to moment. Otherwise, ABCD, association, reading books, chanting, and eating prasad. If we become familiar with all ABCD process, then even though we are among everyone, we might not realize that we are going down. And as we always hear from devotees, Maya, even in the association of devotees, will take you drop by drop, and one day you don't realize it, and you are fully drowned in the ocean. So that is why that is why Krishna says that my Maya, this is my Maya, and it is very difficult to come out of the clutches of Maya, especially when you have some big position, and if you are not careful, and especially when you are associating with material worlds, with the uh, with so many things, with so many positions. If you are not careful, it will take you out. And here in this purport, we can see the statement of Daksha saying that Lord Shiva pretended to be honest person. Means that Shiva was dishonest because, in spite of accepting the position of Daksha's son-in-law, he was not respectful to the Daksha. That is what Prabhupada is writing in the purport. So that means Daksha, even though he was Krishna conscious, but he was fully in bodily consumption of life. And and because of that, He couldn't see the position of Lord Shiva. He was seeing Lord Shiva as a body, and that's why he started speaking, started uh, giving so much, speaking bad about Lord Shiva, so much blasphemy to Lord Shiva. And in the next verse only, we'll read that he was speaking like, if somebody hears that word, it's like speaking to some great Vaishnava, those kind of words. I don't want to speak those words, but he was speaking very heavily without his knowledge. I was hearing from Mahavishnu Swami Maharaj in one lecture, he was saying that this is a prison house. Material world is like a prison house. And when you are in the prison house, you are you are associating with other prisoners. And when you are associating with other prisoners, and if you are head of the prisoner, head of those head of the gang, and everybody starts telling you that, oh, you are great, you are great, even though you might not be great, you might start feeling that you are great. And that is what happens. uh, and uh, and that's what happens when somebody glorifies you. If you don't take it properly, your glorification, and if you don't give it to your guru or your to Krishna, then when you start taking it, you will become proud, and you will become envy, and you might not even realize that you are doing uh, so many wrong things, and you start justifying it as Daksha was justifying. I am not speaking this out of envy. I am speaking. I am speaking as as some learned person. Recently, Hari Parshad Prabhu came and he was speaking about Raganuga Bhakti and Vaidhi Bhakti. And he was speaking that a person who is in Vaidhi Bhakti, for him, a person who is in Raganuga Bhakti feels like he is not doing anything, feels like he's like how Daksha was feeling for Lord Shiva. It will be same thing. From this instance, we can I'm not sure, but we can get some pinch that Daksha was in Vaidhi, and we know about Lord Shiva's position. We don't have to speak. So when Daksha, from his point of view, when he's he's seeing that Lord Shiva is uh, is not cannot be equal to any human. His position is more less than a Shudra. That's what you will hear in the future verses. Daksha will be saying uh, anything if you if you give Vedas to a Shudra, it is not going to be useful. That's what he was saying. So many things he said. So that is why moment to moment we have to be careful, and we have to choose Krishna. If we keep choosing our own anarthas in the influence of Maya, then it is going to affect you and affect everyone around you. Because Daksha offended Lord Shiva, Daksha offended and left, but then curse and counter curse, so many things happened, and all who were in association of Daksha got cursed. And what was the end? If you are in so much bodily consciousness, the end will be you will get the goat head. That is what happened here. So you have to be very careful. I am speaking these things, but I am not there yet, and I am speaking for my own purification. You all are very exalted, but I am just speaking for my own purification, for myself. So it is very difficult. I have to keep reminding myself that material world is going to cheat you every moment. It's like showing the carrot to a donkey sitting behind his back. that you will think that you will get that carrot now, you will get that carrot now, but it will not. You will never get that carrot, and you will only get the suffering. Daksha was thinking that, as Advait Pran Prabhu said, that Daksha, Daksha, because of the position, because Lord Shiva was married to Sati Devi, Daksha was thinking that now, first of all, in the start, Daksha never had any kind of respect to Lord Shiva. Because of that one thing, it triggered it triggered envy. And Daksha will say, or he already spoke, I don't know, but Daksha will say that I am only obligated to give my daughter because I was told by Lord Brahma. Otherwise, I don't have any interest. This we have spoken in the last class also, that because of this thought, but Daksha was thinking that Lord Shiva is equal to him, one as one of the equals to him. So he couldn't get the mercy of Lord Shiva, because similarly we can also see ourselves when we start even though when we start looking our all our senior devotees as our equals, it is very difficult. It might ruin our devotional life, and it might only boost our anarthas. So it is very, and how that will happen, only because we are not very careful. We at some point of time we lost the gratitude towards our senior devotees who brought us to Krishna consciousness, or who are helping us to grow in Krishna, in our devotion, in spiritual life. If we have gratitude, then it is very difficult to be familiar, to become familiar with someone. And how we lose gratitude? Because we start thinking that, oh, what that person can do, even I can do. And we start finding faults in that person. That is the reason. That is one of the reason in why we lose gratitude, we lose respect towards other senior devotees. But that is very dangerous situation. What is good? Being in this material world is good, or being the servant of Krishna or his devotees is good. If we analyze, if we have gratitude not only to senior devotees, even to someone who is junior to us or equal to us, that is a very best way to stay humble. Otherwise, it is very easy to speak, but it is very difficult to follow. So after reading this Daksha's episode, especially for myself, it is an eye-opening chapter. How not to get deviated from Krishna consciousness. How to stay. It's better to stay humble than to get a position. It's better to stay a subordinate of someone, uh, instead of being in a position. Even if you are at some position, it's better to feel like you are servant of everyone. That is what Srila Prabhupada also taught everyone, that you are the servant of everyone. And who are we? We are not the doer anyway. Whether you are in the least position, or whether you are in the highest position, it's all happening because of the mercy of Krishna. We cannot even breathe without the mercy of Krishna. So what to think of doing anything else? If we are the doer, then we should be responsible to take care of every living entity in this world. But are we doing so? We cannot even take responsibility of ourselves. We cannot take responsibility of anyone else also, because we are not the doer. Krishna is the doer, and that is why Krishna is taking care of everyone. Krishna gives 60 kgs of grass to an elephant, and Krishna also give one grain to an ant. So Krishna is taking care of everyone, and that is how Krishna is also taking care of us. If we are, whether we are in the highest position, or whether we are a beggar, we don't have to worry for our bodily, to take care of our body, because Krishna is worrying for us. He's always looking to help us to come to him, and whether he's giving us some suffering or whether he's giving us some pleasure, it is all ultimately will take us to our final goal, which is to attain love of Godhead and to go back to Krishna. So whether somebody respects us or whether somebody blasphemes, we should be like Lord Shiva, very neutral, and doesn't expect anything from anyone. And we should avoid being like Daksha, expecting respect. And that is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also said in Shikshastakam, that Trinadapi Sunichena, Tarorapi Sahishmana, Amanina Manadena, Kirtaniya Sadahari. Don't expect respect from anyone and respect everyone. So Daksha is doing opposite to what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said. He's expecting respect, but he's not respecting Lord Shiva. And this is a clear example. If we don't follow the third verse of Shikshastakam, what will happen to us? So every time we should remember Daksha if we are not following the third verse of Shikshastakam. So it is very important to follow instruction as it is. If we don't follow instruction as it is, we might start following our mind. And when we start, why are these instructions given to us? Only so that we don't follow our mind and we follow our Guru and Krishna. Otherwise, there was no need of instruction if we can avoid following our mind. But this material world is designed in such a way that it it is like my, again, that same thing, Maya showing us carrot, and we are always running behind that carrot without knowing that we'll never get that carrot, and we'll always go through suffering, and in that suffering we will get frustrated. But and in that frustration we might start, if we don't take shelter of the instructions, and if we don't take shelter of devotees, and if we start following our mind, then nobody can help us. We will going to stay here, birth after birth, life after life. And this human life is again very rare. So it's very, very rare. In the Shastras, there are so many examples where it is said that how rare this human life is. And if we take a needle and just throw it in Pacific Ocean and come after 10 years to look that needle, what is the possibility that we will find that needle in the Pacific Ocean? It's very rare. So that much rare is human life. So now we have that needle, human, and if we throw that needle in the Pacific Ocean, then it's very difficult. So it is very important for us to follow instruction, even though we are going through some discomfort, because as it is said that devotion service is poison in the start, but nectar in the end. So even though it is not that much poisonous, even though while in the start we'll feel so much happiness, so much ecstasy here and there. Maybe there are some days where we are feeling low, but it doesn't matter. How if we follow the instructions and if we stay in the association, and how what kind of association we should get inspiration from the devotees, not like Daksha, he was in the association of Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, so many Vaishnavas, but still he did not utilize that association because there is for sure one reason. When he was developing that kind of envy towards Lord Shiva, he thought that he is right, and he did not even care to discuss with any other devotee. If he would have discussed with Brahma or someone, Lord Brahma or someone, they would have corrected him them there and then. They would have said that they would have told the glories of Lord Shiva, and he would have saved from this situation. But he thought he is right, and he thought whatever his mind is saying to him is right, and because of that, because he followed his mind, he he uh, he was following Maya, and mind is an agent of Maya. If that mind is not equipped with the sword of Shastra, then it cannot fight the thoughts coming from Maya. So it is very important for us to follow the instruction, and if something is going on in our heart or in our mind, reveal it to our senior devotees and get corrected then and then, and we will be saved from the situation happened, whatever situation happened to Daksha. So this is what I wanted to speak today. If anybody have anything to add or correct, you can please correct me. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Anything, Prabhuji? Thank you. Whatever I heard from senior devotees, I just spoke. I don't have any realization, but I'm trying. Because there is no instance in the Shastras where it is said that he counseled with anyone. Yeah, and main thing is I was speaking it with my own thing. If I have something in my heart, and if I'm not speaking with anyone, and if I'm not discussing with any senior devotees, I know what is the end of that thing. It will be very bad. I might start offending devotees. So the reason Daksha was thinking on the first place that Lord Shiva is equal to, is subordinate to him, this is the sign that he never discussed with anyone. If he would have just spoke or talk or just revealed that I'm thinking, when Brahma told that you give your daughter to Lord Shiva, at that time we can see what was the statement of Daksha in the future verse, that I never want to give my daughter to this person, but because Brahma said I was obligated. He was saying like that. So he was not at all happy with the instruction of Brahma. And because he was not happy with the instruction of Brahma, because he told him to do that, he did. At that time, he could have revealed, but he did not reveal his heart. And that small thing became big, 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 big. And when the time came, he just blasted whatever he had. So that is why from this, I could figure out that it happened. But if is there any correction, please? Anything else? Any? Yes. 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 Thank you so much. Anybody have anything on Zoom?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Highly impressed with the class, Prabhu. I I was amazed with the starting point which you shared. even being in Krishna consciousness, if one is not being careful, and by over the time acquiring that position, then we actually end up going on the same route. So I like that point. I also like that point which you shared in terms of Daksha. As long as Lord Shiva was not in connection with him, then he was okay. He was not like okay, but he wouldn't criticize him. But now when he is in connection, then he feel as a father-in-law, I have a right to correct someone or to um whatever is criticize someone. I just had one realization on that too. And even in Krishna consciousness, when we grow, and then just by the age or by this number of years, that automatically people think that someone is senior and whatever it brings such an important responsibility there that we don't get the power to correct someone just because of just staying in the process for a longer period of time. So that was very wonderful point, bro. You shared. Thank you so much for sharing wonderful realization there. Hare Krishna.
I don't have realization, Prabhu. Whatever I heard, I am speaking, Prabhu. Please pray that I can follow whatever I spoke. Thank you, Prabhu. If nobody have anything else, then we'll end here. वांछा कल्पतरु विषय कृपा सिंधु वच पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमः अनंत कोटि वैष्णव देखी जय शिल प्रभुपाद की जय. Thank you so much.
This Rohininandan Prabhu ki jai. Thank you,
Thank you,
Prabhuji.
Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Then